Shakur Stevenson is a brilliant multi-weight champion and one of boxing's fastest rising stars. He has a lot of fans who admire and appreciate his flashy and highly entertaining style. He can deliver crisp and guard-splitting combinations, crushing body shots, and an impressive talent for combining techniques from different styles in creative and interesting ways. He is a Southpaw boxer who can switch to an orthodox stance, a boxer puncher who can also counterpunch, and a defensive master who can also attack aggressively. But what exactly is it about him and his style that makes him so special? Today, we will analyze Shakur Stevenson's technique, skill sets, and boxing style in depth. Stevenson's boxing style is a combination of different styles that make him a versatile and dangerous boxer. Although he is mostly a counterpuncher, he can adapt to different situations and opponents. Stevenson is a skilled and powerful boxer-puncher who can fight at different ranges and switch gears quickly. He can use his speed and accuracy to land effective punches, whether he is boxing from the outside or from the inside. He likes to vary his punches to the head and body and sometimes changes to an orthodox stance to throw off his opponents. He has 10 knockouts in his record, which proves he has the ability and power to end fights. Counterpuncher. When it comes to fighting on the back foot, these days, Shakur is among the slickest counterpunchers in the game. He waits for his opponents to make mistakes and then exploits them with precise and powerful punches. He can counter either hand using jabs, hooks, uppercuts, or straight punches. He can also counter combinations or single shots, depending on the situation. He has a high ring IQ and can anticipate his opponent's moves and react accordingly. He likes to use his head movement, shoulder roll, and distance control to avoid getting hit and create openings for his counters. Southpaw. Despite already being unpredictable enough, he adds to that by standing as a southpaw who uses his left-handed advantage to create problems for his opponents. He will often use his jab to keep them at bay or set up his straight left, also using his right hook to catch them off guard or finish them off. He can also throw a straight left from different angles and with different timings, making it hard to predict and defend. He likes to target the right side of his opponent's face or body with his left hand, as most orthodox fighters are not used to defending against southpaws. Shakur Stevenson's boxing style can also be compared and contrasted with that of Floyd Mayweather Jr. Mayweather is one of the greats who is famous for his defensive skills and counterpunching abilities. Stevenson has picked up a lot from Mayweather, especially in terms of defense, timing, rhythm, and adjustment. However, Stevenson has had to make some adaptations to suit his own style. For example, Mayweather is a right-handed fighter who uses the Philly shell defense, while Stevenson is a left-handed fighter who uses a modified version of the shoulder roll defense, having to use a slightly more flared elbow due to his different fighting stance. Mayweather also relies more on his reflexes and speed, while Stevenson relies more on his footwork and angles. Mayweather also tends to be more cautious and conservative in his fights, while Stevenson tends to be more offensive and is not afraid to put himself in a pocket without stepping back. Technique. Shakur Stevenson's technique is one of the main reasons why he is considered one of the best boxers in the world. He has a refined and effective range of techniques that allows him to outbox his opponents and avoid getting hit. His technique presents a variety of tools in his arsenal. Stevenson has excellent footwork, which enables him to control the distance and position of the fight. He can move forward, backward, sideways, or diagonally with ease and speed. He can also pivot, which means he could turn his front foot and change the direction of his movement. He uses his footwork to create angles for his punches, cut off the ring, or escape from danger. He can also switch directions quickly and catch his opponents off guard. Jab. Bundled with the southpaw stance, Stevenson has a sharp and accurate jab, which he uses to set up his combinations and keep his opponents at bay. He can throw his jab from different angles and with different timings. He can also feint with his jab hand, which means he pretends to throw a jab but does not follow through. He does this to draw out reactions from his opponents and create openings for his other punches. He can also probe with his jab hand, which means he extends his jab hand slightly without throwing a punch. He does this to measure the distance and find openings for his other punches. Left hands. Shakur packs a powerful straight left, which he can throw from different angles and with different timings. He can use it as either a lead or follow-up punch, and he will also throw it as a counter punch, firing it after dodging or blocking an opponent's punch. The straight isn't his only left hand in the arsenal, with a sneaky uppercut also in the mix, which he often uses his left for. Right hook. Stevenson wields a quick and deadly right hook, which he will throw from closer mid-range distance. He can throw it as a lead punch, a counter punch, or a follow-up punch. He is mostly seen using it to produce a snappy counter that sends his opponents to the canvas. Body shots. Being able to produce some devastating body shots, he often dual wields, throwing with either hand. He likes to use them to weaken his opponents or knock them down. Often paired with the lead hand up top, he likes to target weak spots, such as the liver or the solar plexus. Feints. Along with the rest of his specialties, Stevenson is well known for his clever feints, making movements that really look like punches but are not. He likes to use them to confuse his opponents or create openings for his real punches. He can feint with either hand or with his head and shoulders. However, don't take this as a sign of hesitation, as another aspect of his game is that he really will never hesitate with his shots and will go for it. Angles. When it comes to angles, Shakur is a geometry teacher in the ring. With his smart angles, he positions himself in a way that gives him a big advantage over his opponent. He likes to use them to avoid getting hit or hit his opponent more effectively. He can create angles by using his footwork, pivots, or stance switches. His excellent understanding of boxing geometry, paired with his deadly right hand, is known to produce fearsome check hooks. Shoulder roll. One of his best forms of defense, picked up from Floyd Mayweather Jr., is a smooth shoulder roll, using his right shoulder to deflect punches from his right side. He likes to use it to avoid getting hit or counterattacking his opponent. He can also use his shoulder to push his opponent away or create space for his punches. Head movement. Another one of his best forms of defense is his slick head movement, which he uses to counterpunch and transition to the offense. Shakur will make the opponent miss by a very small margin, which gives him a bigger and better window to counter. Often, he may not even take a step back while moving his head in the pocket, using just a pull to get away from the fist of his opponent. With all his excellent skills, the real engine of his style and wide range of techniques is none other than his brain. Shakur has a tremendous level of ring IQ, which powers the execution of all his advanced techniques. A great example of this is his ability to control the distance very well, one of the key aspects of his game. Stevenson is known for his excellent distance control, which is powered by his next-level mind and footwork, with his lead hand techniques being used to execute. That being said, Shakur has the tools and technique to climb to the very high altitude in boxing. He is one of the most talented and promising boxers in the sport today. His technique, skill set, and boxing style make him a formidable opponent for anyone in his weight class. He will continue to climb and claim multiple world titles as time goes on, ready to face any challenge and prove himself as one of the best boxers in the world. Do you think his style can beat the likes of Gervonta Davis? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe to never miss the latest news from the ring.